5 things that can truly change everything. For the past 10 years, I've been walking side by side with people facing one of the most underestimated and most dangerous health challenges of our time. Now, most nephrologists will tell you the same thing: once your GFR starts to decline past a certain point, there's no turning back. But I've seen a different story. Again and again, I've witnessed a simple truth: when you deal with toxins before they can do harm, your kidneys stand a fighting chance. Think about it: your kidneys, those incredible filters inside you, are in constant contact with an ocean of toxins every single day. And the cruel part? As GFR drops, those toxins pile up even faster, causing more damage as they go. In my work, I've devoted myself to studying the smartest, most effective ways to block those toxins from ever getting into your system. And what I'm about to share with you today isn't theory, it's backed by solid science and real-life results. Here's the key: almost every toxin that harms the kidneys has to pass through the gut before it ever reaches those delicate nephrons inside your filters. That's where we'll stop them. Because when you do, you're not just slowing the disease, you're giving yourself the best chance to stay free from dialysis, to avoid renal replacement therapy, and to reclaim control over your health. And science tells us there are 5 powerful ways to do exactly that. Today, I'll show them to you, ranked not by guesswork, but by how strong the research is, and how effective they've truly been proven to be. At number 5, we have something truly fascinating: chitosan. What makes this so exciting for us is that studies have shown it can actually lower creatinine levels in people with end-stage renal failure. In one study with 80 patients already on dialysis, those who took chitosan for just a month saw their creatinine levels drop significantly. That's not just good news, it's incredible. So, what exactly is chitosan, and why does it work so well? Chitosan is a natural substance found in the shells of shrimp, lobsters, and other crustaceans. You'll often see it marketed as a weight loss aid because it helps absorb fat, thanks to its antioxidant and blood sugar lowering properties. But here's the part that matters most to us: chitosan doesn't just absorb fat, it can also trap and remove uremic toxins. And that changes everything. You see, in the study I mentioned, patients weren't given chitosan to lose weight, they didn't need that. They were given it because, even on dialysis, they were still suffering from the toxic burden of uremia. And once chitosan stepped in, the changes were remarkable: better sleep, more energy, stronger appetite, even improved anemia, thanks to higher hemoglobin levels. Here's how to use it. Chitosan works best when taken about 30 to 60 minutes before meals. That way, it has time to wake up and get ready to absorb fats and toxins from the food. The typical safe range is 3 to 6 grams per day, and interestingly, some early research suggests that pairing it with vitamin C may bring extra benefits like lowering cholesterol. But the most striking results for creatinine reduction came from a simple, consistent routine: just 450 milligrams of chitosan, 3 times a day, before meals for 4 weeks. That was all it took to see meaningful changes. Why is chitosan so powerful? So, why does chitosan work so well in lowering creatinine levels? The secret lies in its ability to bind to uremic toxins right inside the intestines. These toxins were never meant to linger in the body under healthy conditions. Your kidneys would filter them out with ease. But when kidney function declines, these toxins, especially creatinine and urea, start to build up. And that buildup is one of the clearest signs that GFR is dropping. By helping to trap and remove these toxins before they enter the bloodstream, chitosan lightens the burden on your kidneys, supporting GFR and slowing the progression of kidney damage. In some cases, this can even help patients postpone or completely avoid the dialysis machine. Now, you might be wondering, if Chitosan is so effective, why is it only number 5 on our list? While Chitosan is powerful, it's mostly been used to ease discomfort in people already on dialysis, rather than prevent kidney failure from developing in the first place. The next 4 methods we'll cover today not only help with toxins but also show stronger, safer results in protecting kidney function long before ESRD sets in. Number 4, lactulose. Alright, let's move on to something truly powerful, so powerful, in fact, that it helped 5 patients with end-stage kidney disease stay off dialysis for up to 10 months. At number 4, we have lactulose. Now, let me walk you through why this is so interesting. In this small but remarkable study, researchers worked with 5 ESRD patients. Each one needed renal replacement therapy, and some were even waiting for a transplant. But they weren't ready or simply didn't want to start dialysis. So instead, the researchers tried a different approach, removing the toxins before they could overwhelm the kidneys. Like Chitosan, the goal here was to stop nitrogenous wastes, things like creatinine and urea, right at the gut level, before they slipped into the bloodstream. But the way lactulose works is quite different. It's not a direct detoxifier. Instead, it gently changes the gut environment, helping healthy probiotics like bifidobacteria and lactobacilli thrive. And when those friendly bacteria flourish, they naturally help clear out creatinine and other harmful toxins. Here's the interesting part: lactulose itself is actually a synthetic sugar, often prescribed to treat constipation. But once it's broken down in the gut, it produces compounds that bind to and eliminate uremic toxins. The result? A noticeable drop in creatinine levels, and in some cases, a real delay in the need for dialysis. The only drawback is that lactulose isn't easily available everywhere, which limits how widely it can be used. Still, its ability to help patients hold on to their independence for months longer makes it an incredibly valuable option. Number 3, psyllium husk. If you're looking for a gentler, more natural way to support your gut and kidneys without turning to those harsh, behind-the-counter laxatives, let me introduce you to one of my personal favorites, psyllium husk. This one's close to my heart because it gives you so many of the benefits we've already talked about, but without most of the unwanted side effects. And here's the exciting part: studies on people living with chronic kidney disease have shown that simply getting more fiber, whether from fruits, vegetables, fortified foods, or supplements, can make a real difference in kidney function. In one study, patients in stages 3, 4, and even 5 saw their creatinine drop by an average of 7.5% after just 2 weeks of adding more fiber. Their GFR rose from about 29.6 to 32.5 in only 4 weeks, all from including about 23 grams of fiber a day. Now, here's where psyllium really shines. To put things into perspective, one small peeled apple has less than 2 grams of fiber. Imagine how much fruit you'd need to hit 23 grams daily. It's a lot. Psyllium husk makes this easy. It's a rich source of soluble fiber, the type your body loves most, and it helps you reach those levels without mountains of food. So yes, if you're not already getting enough fiber, this could be a game changer for your regimen. But I want to be honest, psyllium needs plenty of water to do its job. That's why it works best for those in earlier stages of CKD, where fluid intake isn't as tightly restricted. If you're stage 4 or 5, it can still help, but only if your water allowance makes room for it. That's why psyllium husk takes the number 3 spot on today's list. Not because it's less effective, it really can help protect your GFR and lower creatinine, but because it needs a little cooperation from your fluid intake. Number 2, activated charcoal. Now we're stepping into something truly extraordinary. Up until this point, we've talked about methods that slow down kidney decline and help lower creatinine, but number 2 goes even further. This one has been used, in real-life studies, to do what many doctors still call impossible, helping people completely step away from dialysis. Yes, I'm talking about activated charcoal. It's fascinating for 2 big reasons. First, it has been shown in at least 2 separate studies to free people from relying on dialysis. And second, it offers powerful protection against one of the greatest dangers for kidney patients, high phosphorus. So, what exactly is activated charcoal, and why is it so effective? Imagine this: just a single teaspoon of activated charcoal has more surface area than an entire football field. That means it acts like an incredibly absorbent sponge inside your gut, binding the toxins before they can stress your kidneys. Researchers believe it works especially well on urea-related toxins like creatinine and phosphorus, which is why it's been able to replace dialysis in some stage 5 patients. Let me share a couple of studies with you. In one, 5 patients with ESRD stopped dialysis but continued on a protocol that included activated charcoal, lactulose, and another step we'll talk about soon. They stayed stable not for days or weeks but for months. Some lasted nearly a year without dialysis. That was with fairly high doses, 30 to 45 grams of charcoal per day, along with lactulose. Another study followed 9 elderly patients, average age 84, all in stage 5. They had refused dialysis, but with activated charcoal plus a carefully designed diet, many were able to go months and even years without it. That's almost unheard of. And here's the good news for those in earlier stages: activated charcoal isn't just for stage 5. Even in stages 3 and 4, it can help lower phosphorus levels and protect you from vascular calcification. In one study, patients took small amounts, just 0.6 to 1.2 grams 3 times a day with meals, and saw a real reduction in phosphorus buildup. That's the beauty of activated charcoal. It's not flashy, it's not expensive, but it has the power to literally change the course of kidney disease. Number 1, the very low protein diet, VLPD. We've arrived at number 1, the most powerful method of all. Every single study where patients were able to stop dialysis shared one common thread. Yes, they used toxin absorbers like lactulose or activated charcoal, but there was always something else, a way to keep new toxins from building up in the first place. That's why today's number 1 is the very low protein diet, or VLPD. But before we dive deeper, I want to give a quick honorable mention to acacia fiber. I didn't include it in today's top 5, but it deserves attention. In one study, 9 patients who technically needed dialysis were instead given only acacia fiber. And here's the amazing part: it lowered their creatinine so effectively that some of them managed to go years without ever touching a dialysis machine. Now, back to number 1. The VLPD is special because it's not just helpful at one stage, it's essential at every stage of chronic kidney disease. It's one of the most effective ways we know to slow kidney decline, and when done right, it can literally delay the need for dialysis by 10 years or more. In fact, in the studies we've been talking about, the ones where stage 5 patients live for years without dialysis, the VLPD was always part of the protocol, usually paired with activated charcoal or lactulose. That's how important it is. It takes the pressure off your kidneys, protects what filtering power you still have, and buys you more time. The best part? This isn't just theory. Unlike some of the newer methods we've discussed, the VLPD has been tested on thousands of patients. It's been proven over and over again, both as a way to slow decline in stage 4 and as a life-extending therapy in stage 5. So, if you take away just one thing from today's video, let it be this: diet matters. The very low protein diet is more than just a strategy, it's hope, backed by decades of research, and it's already a common practice in Europe today. Thank you for staying with me until the end. I truly believe this knowledge can change lives. Until next time, take care of yourself, and God bless. I want you to hear me out, because even if you're living with CKD, yes, even in the advanced stages, there's still room to turn things around. With the right food on your plate, the right treatments, and a handful of carefully chosen supplements, your body can surprise you. Now, I know what you're thinking: supplements, vitamins, detoxifiers, probiotics, maybe something for your blood pressure or diabetes, too. Before you know it, it feels like you're running your own little pharmacy right in your kitchen. And that's when the big question hits: are all those pills really helping you, or are they just helping to empty your wallet? Even more important, are they safe? Because here's the truth: not every shiny bottle you see online is your friend. Some can do more harm than good. So if your health means more to you than a discount deal, stay with me. Let's walk through which brands you can truly lean on, and which ones you're better off leaving behind. Let's start with a supplement that many people with diabetes swear by: berberine. I often recommend it as a natural alternative to metformin. Research shows it can lower both fasting and after-meal blood sugar, and it may even help improve cholesterol and blood pressure. But here's where things can get tricky. If you hop onto Amazon and type in berberine, you'll be flooded with brands, doses, additives, even gummies. Yes, gummies. And while that might sound fun, your body needs real support, not candy disguised as medicine. Here's the truth: not all berberine supplements are created equal. Some brands cut corners. For example, I've seen products mixing in cassia cinnamon, something I never recommend. Why? Because unlike Ceylon cinnamon, cassia contains coumarin, which in large amounts can damage your liver. That's the last thing you want when you're already fighting to protect your health. And don't be fooled by glowing Amazon reviews. They don't always tell the full story. What matters is the ingredients, the dose, and the quality. So, how do you choose wisely? Look for berberine at 500 mg per serving, ideally paired with Ceylon cinnamon, or even better with bitter melon extract, which can give your blood sugar extra support. One brand I trust is Ancient Bliss, and I love that they're GMP certified, so you know the product meets real safety standards. And no, this isn't sponsored, I just want you to have solid, trustworthy options. One more tip: while the therapeutic dose is 1,500 mg daily, taken as 500 mg before each meal, it's best to start slow, just 500 mg per day at first. That way, your body can adjust without uncomfortable side effects. Now, let's shift to another confusing area: multivitamins. If you've ever tried to shop for one, you know how overwhelming it is. Men's formulas, women's formulas, senior blends, kids, even pets. But here's the problem: if you're living with kidney disease, regular multivitamins are not safe. They often contain too much vitamin A, which can actually harm your kidneys, and other ingredients you simply don't need. Still, your body does require certain vitamins, especially if you're plant-based or taking medications like ACE inhibitors or ARBs. Vitamin B12 is essential, and folate could truly protect your life in that situation. So what's the answer? A kidney-safe multivitamin, one made without vitamin A, E, or K, and carefully balanced with exactly what your body needs: 6 micrograms of B12, 60 milligrams of vitamin C, 300 micrograms of biotin, and 1,333 micrograms of folate. It may sound technical, but these details matter because when your kidneys are vulnerable, precision is everything. What I'm talking about here is something called a renal multivitamin. Not the ones made for seniors, or kids, or even pets. This is made specifically for people living with kidney disease. And the good news? There are safe, trusted options already out there. You may have heard of Renovite, Nephrite, or Prenal Plus. All three are good choices, and if you're already taking one, that's wonderful, keep it up. But if you're still looking for the right one, let me make it simple. There's a brand I recommend that has all the right doses, checks every box, and is surprisingly affordable, about $10 for a 100-day supply. For comparison, Prenal Plus costs nearly $20 for just 30 days. Now, Prenal Plus does include some extra minerals like iron, zinc, and selenium, which may sound great, but here's the thing, not everyone should be taking iron. In fact, I only recommend iron when blood tests confirm you truly need it. Otherwise, it can do more harm than good. And that's why it's so important to get informed before starting supplements. We don't want your kidneys working harder than they need to, especially because of something an overpriced multivitamin is sneaking in. Now, let's shift gears and talk about your gut, because your kidneys aren't the only ones needing a little TLC. Probiotics can be a quiet but powerful ally for people with kidney disease. Research shows they may help lower creatinine and urea by stopping toxic compounds before they ever reach your bloodstream. That's why I've recommended probiotics more than once. But just like with multivitamins, shopping for them can feel overwhelming. There are probiotics for men, women, kids, seniors, pets, even houseplants, believe it or not. And then there's the CFU debate. 1,000? 5 billion? 100 billion? Here's the truth, all that CFU talk is mostly marketing noise. What matters is that your probiotic has a healthy mix of the right strains, mainly Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. That's it. If those are there in the billions, you're on the right track. And yes, that includes many affordable options. Even some of the basic brands on Amazon can do the job. With probiotics, you don't need to overthink it. But, there's one important caveat. If you have digestive conditions like IBS, Crohn's disease, or ulcerative colitis, you'll want to be more cautious. Many probiotics include prebiotics like inulin or chicory root, which can be irritating if your gut is already sensitive. In that case, it's better to choose a low FODMAP probiotic. Some reliable names here are Align, Visbiome, VSL number 3, Flor, and Good Belly. So bottom line? When it comes to probiotics, you have plenty of safe, effective choices. Just find one that suits your body, and stay consistent. Alright, let's move into something simple but powerful, sodium bicarbonate. This one can be a real lifesaver, especially if you're in the later stages of kidney disease or if you're still eating animal-based foods. Here's why it matters. Too much acid in your blood can quietly damage your kidneys, your bones, even your lungs. It's like a slow wrecking ball working from the inside out. And unless we keep that acid in check, it can land you in serious trouble. That's where sodium bicarbonate steps in. If your CO2 levels dip below 22, this little supplement can be the difference between decline and stability. And the good news? It's not complicated. Whether you're looking at a fancy $50 bottle of tablets or an $8 bag of baking soda from the grocery store, they're the same thing. As long as the label says the only ingredient is sodium bicarbonate, you're good. Now, tablets are definitely more convenient. Doctors usually prescribe 650 milligrams, taken on an empty stomach 2 or 3 times a day. Easy, you just swallow and move on with your day. But if you prefer powder, just remember, 650 milligrams equals about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Grab your measuring spoon and you're set. Simple, right? Now, let's switch to something a little more exciting: garlic. Garlic is incredible. It lowers blood pressure, balances blood sugar, reduces cholesterol, and even strengthens your immune system. It really is one of nature's best healers. The very best way to take garlic is raw. Chop it, let it rest for about 10 minutes, then eat it. That's when it's at its most powerful. But I get it, prepping raw garlic every day can be tiring, and not everyone wants their kitchen, or their breath, to smell like a trattoria. That's where supplements come in. Garlic supplements are designed to give you all the benefits without the strong smell. The tricky part is this: the magic compound in garlic, allicin, is incredibly unstable. Many supplements promise results but don't actually deliver because keeping allicin active in a pill is harder than it sounds. Over the years, I've looked at the research and even tried different brands myself. And one name keeps coming up in scientific studies: Kyolic. It may not be as flashy as some of the big supplement companies, but it shows up again and again in the literature. That tells me they're doing something right, and it's the brand I trust when it comes to garlic. So, whether you choose raw garlic or the right supplement, just know this: you're giving your body a real gift. That's it for today, my friends. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself, stay hopeful, and God bless you always.